What is poppin' squad? It's your boy Jesimein, and I've missed you guys, man. Bro, I'm telling you guys, so much has been going on, but your boy's back on the radar. So, you know what I'm saying? I came with my build that I've pretty much been using as I've been coming back, trying to, get my feel back, shake the rust off, and I've kind of made a pretty sick build, man, that it's pretty effective in PvP. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, first things first, I'm going to be rocking the Eagle Bear. You can run whatever AR you want. Did this meta, obviously, you guys already know, Clutch is running Rampant, so this is kind of like my go-to setup to go against Clutch and in all of its irritation it brings. So once again, 19.1 base damage on my Eagle Bear. You do not have to have an Eagle Bear. You can use any other AR that you like, but I just prefer the Eagle Bear because I have it, so why not? My mask is going to be an Alp Summit ornament, I don't know how to say that. Skill Haste and Skill Power obviously is what you get from Alps, rocking two-piece. Skill Power with Destructive. The whole thing I love about this meta is the fact that I can have one Destructive and have the strongest explosive possible just by having this one thing, because you can't get explosive damage anywhere else that's super big. So having Destructive on my mask is definitely worth it since I have such high skill power, because I am running obviously the most OP specialization for skill power like ever, because you get 50% skill power. So I don't need to stack skilled on here obviously, and you can't anyway, so I'm able to get this free explosive damage, and I don't think anything else is better in slot for that. So going down to my chest piece, it's going to be an Alp Summit ornament chest as well. 24% total armor, 33k armor. Talent Mad Bomber. It's cool. It's fun sometimes, but I mean, I would rather have anything else here, really. So God Roll will be anything else better than that. On my mod, you can see I have total armor mod to protection from elites, as well as skill power with explosive damage, which is obviously going to tailor into my secret mine, as you see from the bottom. My holster is going to be a Fodro holster from Fenris. It's going to be assault rifle damage on it, obviously, is what you get. Skill power and health on kill with devastating, so I can get as much DPS as possible since I am running a skill build. Backpack, the same old backpack that's probably never going to change. It's a Salvage Bighorn pack. Obviously, you get 5% total armor from running Gila. We all know this. Total armor, and weapon damage on here. Obviously, the only thing that will make this better is having better weapon damage, but for the build itself, since I am going to be on cooldown, I can pretty much appreciate the fact that On the Ropes is going to actually be helping me, especially since I don't have ridiculous skill haste, and the fact that how the hives and stuff work, they're always considered on cooldown like the Chem Launcher, so I get a free 15% damage basically all the time, especially when I'm in my rotation of my skills, so it's really good for me. Going into my gloves, BTSU Data Gloves, I'm using these things again for a lot of reasons. One, I get to have a stack skill powers that I can put right here. I'm pretty much probably going to change these out for explosives. I really don't need that much skill power. I'm already over the cap, so I'm probably going to change those two utilities to ones that have explosive damage to make my secret hit a little harder. But it's cool because I get a free defensive mod slot to get some extra total armor on top of there and a big chunk of armor. So this is really good, especially when you're trying to get tanky. That's what pushes me over that 502. The reason I'm using BTSU Data Gloves with this build is because both of my skills actually proc it. So you get the bleed from the explosive secret mine, which is sick because you pretty much need that just to. So I have like 7, so I'm gonna get 70% extra damage on top of that 1 million. I don't need a one shot. I just need to be able to take a big chunk of their armor off and finish them off, especially clutch users. Clutch users get put in a really bad position when they're staggered in that and they're not shooting, so being able to throw that out is super strong. And as well as a lot of people already know, I don't even got to really say it, the Stinger Hive is ridiculous, especially when you're running with this build. If you go look at my mods, I have really good mods, 74% damage, 91% charges, and 67% damage, so it hits really hard. I have like 15 charges. I could put that down, put the bleed on them. I'm going to get that buff. Obviously, since I have such high armor, I can really fight with my med kits. I don't really have to really worry about having a healing chem or whatever. I'm pretty much going to be playing around my hive to scare them off and my secret to get the stagger, finishing with the Eagle Bear because their armor is going to be stripped, and that's pretty much going to be the combo with the build. I'm going into my knee pads, total armor knee pads empowered on them, and I have 20% hazard protection, which you need as much hazard protection as possible. That's probably one thing I'm lacking on this build that I'm probably going to integrate at some point, because if you go against other hive users, you're going to get bled, and it sucks, and it does a lot of damage. So yeah, it's pretty much the build in its entirety. I'm going to explain how it works in the meta for me. I came back, I took like a 3-week break off the game. When I left, Clutch was already running Rampant. Seekers are already strong, shotguns are already strong, and the hive is already strong. This for me is just like putting everything in one, I mean, minus the shotguns, I'm going to be able to do enough damage. I'm almost doing 20k base damage. It's not a lot, but it's enough against this meta for people who don't have ridiculous heals anymore. My Seeker is going to be my main DPS chunk. It's going to take off probably their whole armor, and the Stinger Hive is going to be the one that finishes, that stops them from running around and stuff. So putting all three of these together, this is really a more aggressive type of skill build. It's not the one where you sit and kind of support in the background. This is like in your face, drop the Hive on them, drop the Seeker Mine, put them in a lot of predicaments that they have to worry. It pretty much discourages face tanking, because if you sit there and try to aim downside at me, first of all, you have to take down a lot of armor. Granted, ARs are pretty much what people are using, and the fact that they can't do damage unless that their shield is gone with like the clutch run, you're not going to be able to shred my armor too easily, minus exploding it off with a Seeker Mine, but that's what I have. So I'll drop the Hive, bring down their health, have them running around. The Seeker will go and finish it, then finish it with the AR, and I'm good to go. It kind of stops pushes. In 1v1 situations, it's very rare that you'll lose, especially if you know how to hit corners, pop meg hit. By the time you pop that meg hit, 502 armor is not, it's not easy to take off. And the fact that you're going to have a super strong Seeker with super strong Hive while being able to gun a person down, you're going to have a lot more people running away from you than pushing you. And if you're low health and they run away, that's when you pop that meg hit, you're good to go. 502, 500k plus armor, you can just pretty much rush in and just rinse and repeat. The fact that you can pick up your Hive and go makes it super effective, so you're super mobile, and you can kind of play tight quarters, because already the Hive's going to strip off a lot of armor. And then if that Seeker lands, not only is it going to take off the rest of their armor, and if not some of their health, it's going to put them in a stagger, which gives you about, I would say, about 15 free bullets of shooting before they can even react. And by the time they need to react, they're already too low of health, and then that's pretty much it. And obviously the cleanup is going to be on the Hive if it's positioned correctly. So for the build itself, there's definitely a lot of things that go and coincide with it. You definitely need a lot of damage mods. You see I'm well over the cap. I'm at like 3,000, so I'm able to run 3 damage mods. Some people would say, well, you want skill haste? Not really, because I don't feel like I need to spam it as much. I feel like it's pretty much one and done, and by the time that cooldown's up, I'm having my on the ropes, which is I'm using my gun, because I do want to have access to my main weapon. This is why I kind of instead of going like this and having outrageous skill power for no reason, like I can go up to 510 armor with 4,000 skill power and 3,800 Hive, which is pretty much super overkill. But for the future, if Title Update 7 brings higher end mods or something that's like that, I'll have that switch off. But I'm losing so much damage when I do that, because I don't have a Fenris. So being able to have a Fenris with Destructive is a free 15% damage on top of my entire build, which is just enough as a skill build to put tips on people. Now, before people get into it, I 100% know this is super cheesy, as they would say, because people do not like these two skills. They feel they're super strong. I've already kind of been educated on the meta as far as people saying that they're tired of that. The bleed is corny, with the whoop. I made this build specifically to fight against that. If you are fed up, if you want to have a fun combination that can do a lot of things, you can definitely run this build in any kind of way you want. Since you have such high skill power, you're able to run a lot of different things. Like I said, if you were to just to switch this up to, like, I don't know, like for example, I get hardwired on right here. I get 4,000 skill power just on. That's another like additional 1,000 skill power on both. I can run any skill mod in the game, and all of a sudden my whole game style changes up. I'm officially a support build. I still can have the damage and everything on my skills, but now, I can switch it up, and instead of having like a Stinger Hive, I can have like a Healing Hive, or instead of having the Seeker, I can have the drone or whatever. Just one little switch up of a piece changes the entire build. But for the people who want to be able to shoot their gun and want to go against those clutch people who are getting their health right back all the time, this is going to be the combo for it, because if you catch them while they're reloading, that Hive's hitting and that Seeker hits, they just don't have the capacity to have the health. Most clutch people are running with like 400,000 combined with their health and their armor, so a lot of people are going to be getting took down to almost one shot when you have that the bleed with the Seeker Mine at the same time. So a lot of people may have their doubts about this or whatever. I'm definitely going to be running some gameplay this week. I'm trying to get caught up on everything. Your boy's working a full-time job, so I have to really grind on both ends. But, time is money, and, I'm here for y'all. And if you guys have any questions about this build, and if you guys have any better concepts that you feel, let me know, because I'm really curious to try to dig a little bit deep into the rest of this meta before, if it changes, I don't know what the update is or whatever state of the game I guess it's like done until January, so we won't find out what's next. But there's always going to be a next, and we know that, so we want to be prepared for that. And I feel like this is another foolproof build because I always try to build a meta in advance, you know what I'm saying? And I feel skill power is definitely going to get another tuning once again, and I feel like it's just going to be really good. So thank y'all so much for watching, man. I'm excited to be back, man. I missed you guys, I swear on my life, man. It's been hell not being on this channel, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, hit me with a subscribe if you're new. Check it out. Hit me with a comment. Hit them likes, you know what I'm saying? I need to get the activity back up on my channel. And stay tuned, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this build. I know it's a quick little concept. I know it's not probably something that a lot of you guys probably know, but remember, I did just get back after like pretty much a 3-week vacation from my channel. So bear with me, and if you haven't tried it, try it out. And go out there and smack some heads, you know what I'm saying? It's been real. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. Your boy is